Welcome back to another video, guys. Today I wanted to show you how I prepare my oils for my soap and just kind of go through how I measure out what I need per soap batch, as usually this is kind of the longest part of each soap making process, so I thought I'd do a step-by-step as to how I prepare my soap. Okay, so first things first, you want to get your soap recipe up. I do mine on the soap calculator. I basically punch in my total oil weight in grams. I like to work in grams. And then I put in my recipe as to what kind of percentages that I'll be working with. And what it does, it converts it into grams for me. And it also gives a nice little guideline, you know, the hardiness of the soap, the cleanliness, the bubbling, and the conditioning effect as well. So I will be following this recipe, which is my go-to recipe for most of my soaps that I make. So here you also have the water to lye ratio. So you have them in grams, which I've already prepared. Probably do another video another time about that. So I've done that one already and I'm just letting it set on the side. My recipe is basically 35% coconut oil, 5% castor oil, 25% olive oil, 10% palm oil, and 25% shea butter. I know there's a whole stigma around palm oil, but this one has been organically grown and it has been certified by the related organizations. And also I have a discount of 5% as well. So let's get into it. Usually, yes, you will need gloves, but I only really make this for myself and my family anyways. And everything is oil, my hands are clean, that's fine. If you like to use gloves, then yes, it's preferred that you use gloves, but I do have gloves, but they're very large and I get really fumbly with them. So I just like to use my bare hands because I'm just making them for personal use. If you are making them for business purposes, then I would recommend some gloves. So first we have 332 grams of coconut oil. It is 0.5, but my scale isn't that accurate, so I'll just work with 332. So here I'm just using the KTC pure coconut oil. Don't worry if you go like 1 or 2 grams over. Again, the recipe there, although it is good that you follow it gram to gram, but again, don't be too hard on yourself if you don't follow it right to the exact point. Okay, next up is castor oil, 47 grams of that. This one I bought from the soapery. This is pure castor oil. Ooh. Okay, that went 1 gram over, but like I said, it's fine. Don't freak out the fact that you've gone 1 gram over. Okay, next is olive oil pumice that I have. So I will need 237 grams. Next, I have 95 grams of palm oil. Again, this is from the soapery. I've actually tried to cut out palm oil from my soaps, and the curing time was a lot longer because I ended up using more olive oil, so it was sitting on a shelf for a bit longer. But I like the way the palm oil just solidifies the soap. I could up my shea butter, but that wouldn't give me much of a lather. So I only use 10% palm oil just to give it that extra firmness that it needs. Oh, that's 5 grams too over, so let me try and help it out. And there we go. Last but not least, I have shea butter. Again, this is from the Soapery. Now with the shea butter, what you want to do is try to get it in small pieces as much as you can. So I'll need 237 amount of it. So because when it has a higher melting point to all the other oils, so what it would do, it would be the last to melt, and sometimes it can be a pain if you're just heating it up and the shea butter is the last thing to melt. So you can just help it along by just breaking it up into tiny little pieces, as small as you can, because as you can see, it comes in a great big wob. Oops. Another tip for when you're preparing oils or when you're washing out your bowls is keep paper towels near you, because they come in so handy. Because you're working with so much oily substances, it just kind of spreads everywhere, and we all know the struggle of trying to clean out plastic containers. Shea butter is what makes the soap really hard as well. Not tremendously hard, but it helps with the firmness. And also it has great natural properties for your skin. 237, 236, I think we will stop there. Just give it. So as you can see, I have a lot of excess oil. I do like to just wash my hands and maybe just add it to my skin. It is all natural oils anyways, but I'll just clear myself up. Alright, so now we have the oils in here. What you can do is either put it in a double boiler and melt it that way, or you could stick it in a microwave. But again, I know people don't like sticking it in a microwave because it does reduce some of the oil's natural properties. I like to do it because it's convenient and it literally just takes a few minutes. So I'm just going to pop that in the microwave for about 2 minutes. So I've put it in the microwave for about 2 or 3 minutes, and as you can see, the last to go is the shea butter. Now because it is pretty warm already, if you just try to break up the shea butter in smaller pieces, then the heat from the existing oil will help it melt along, so you don't need to keep heating it. Again, that helps because what you want to do is leave it until it reaches room temperature or the desired temperature that you want to work with, but usually room temperature is good. And yeah, as you can see, it's starting to melt in smaller pieces, which is why I say to break up the shea butter as much as you can. And that's all done for you. So now I'm going to set it to the side and let it cool down to a similar temperature to the lye water, which is, like I said, usually around room temperature. And after this, I'll add in my lye water, blend it till it emulsifies, and I can get started on the soap making. So I hope this video has helped someone out there. Again, if you're creating soap for business purposes, or if you have sensitive skins, then yes, please do use gloves. But you know, it's entirely up to you. Don't be too hard on yourself when it comes to following the recipes. You can go a few grams over or under, but don't be too hard on yourself if you do go either way. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe to my channel for more, and I'll see you guys in the next video.